Hey guys, I want to start a new segment called Bows War Thunder Favorites. Reason I want to do this, I was trying to find a way to pass along information to newer or intermediate players about some of my favorite aircraft and some of them that are easier to fly or what are good planes to focus on while you're grinding up the tech tree. And some tips and lessons that I've learned flying them. So basically, the tactics I use, the maneuvers, and what type of ammo armament I use, where I aim, and blah blah blah, etc. So first plane we're going to start with is the Commonwealth Aircraft Corporation's Boomerang, introduced in 1943 into service for Australia. Has a battle rating of 3.3, which kind of matches that day. It used to see stuff like 1939, 1940s, like G50s, MC202s, and BF110s, but it got restructured in the battle ratings a little while back, so now we're seeing things like Hellcats, P47s, and blah 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 blah. You can still hold your own with it. It's not as overpowering and fun as it used to be, but I still like this aircraft. So real quick, you have two variations to buy from in the market. There's the about 250 of these things totally made in real life. There was more versions of the Mark 1 built, and then there was about equally or a little less of the Mark 2. The biggest difference, besides a little bit of a performance enhancement, is the, at least cosmetically in the game, is the mirror is missing here, and then there's a different exhaust on the Mark II. If anybody else notices anything different, I'd be happy to hear it. There's usually two types of ammo I run through. The 7.7 millimeters or the British 303 rounds. I usually run tracers to get the API and incendiary tracers. That usually sets gas tanks on fire real well. These guns you typically don't want to count on though, because they are kind of lacking punch. But with 4,000 rounds, you have a lot of ability to attack ground targets, and they're fallback weapons that you can use to chew through your enemy's gas tank or wings. It's typical I do with them. With the 20 millimeters, I usually hop between universal or stealth rounds depending on how well I'm doing. With the stealth rounds, you do get more punch with the limited ammo you have, but you need to get closer. So hopefully I'll get out here and show you some tips and tricks here with this guy. We got in the game pretty quickly. It's actually pretty nice. We should be going against probably mostly Russian planes on this. Might be a few Germans on this map. First thing I like to say though is I typically do not climb too terribly high of this plane. It doesn't have a very big engine, doesn't have a overwhelming climbing rate, we'll call it that. It's not particularly fast, doesn't die very well. It's just kind of mediocre in all stats. But the greatest thing it has going for it is A, it's small, it's a very good defensive flyer, and it's very good at low altitude and low speeds, which you want to use that to your advantage. So it's a very good defensive plane. I kind of like to look at myself as a matador when a bull charges at me. You want to make that move after the bull makes that initial charge at you, or even like a mongoose when a cobra tries to attack it. You take that first defensive step and then it's all offense from there. So hopefully I'll get in a good dogfight to show this plane off. I usually personally like to hit the virtual HUD by flipping through V on the keyboard. Usually put it around 15 degrees, put WEP on. This plane doesn't usually overheat very often in its current state in the game. And then you just kind of let her do her thing and just wait until you run into the enemy. And I will probably fast forward until contact when I'm done here talking in a second, so you won't see me climbing for 20 minutes. But this video series I am going to be flying by myself. Most of the videos I put up I'm flying with 2 or 3 other guys who are helping me out in a squad. All of these will be me versus the enemy team with the pubs on my team, so there won't be any outside help from me besides the help I get from the random people that I get matched with. I thought that said Dr. Pepper. It's DB Pooper. Damn. Anyway. I will be analyzing the moves I make, but I also will point out things that my teammates do. I'm not trying to name shame anybody or this or that, but like I said, the P63 we have down there surface running, that does absolutely nothing for your team, especially in that plane. That's a plane you want to be attacking from above with people. But this is one of the reasons I want to make this video, is to show players how to properly play this game. And I'm gonna bet money that he's probably the first or second person to die, just simply because that plane's not meant to perform at that altitude. And it doesn't have the armament, you know, it's not a attacker, it's not a bomber. You know, that plane was originally meant as a, I believe, interceptor, so you're not going to intercept much down there except bullets. But I'll digress on that point. With this plane, you do not want to take head-ons. That's a big thing that's going on around War Thunder. It's kind of a plague where people want to take head-ons. There will be certain planes in the future in the game that I will say, hey, you can probably take a head-on and have a lot of success. One of them being the Typhoon Mark 1Bs. I typically have no problem with people taking head-ons with things that have 420mm cannons and a somewhat resilient damage model. This plane, not a very resilient damage model. She will take some abuse, but whenever you get a tiny bit of damage on these fragile little wings, your ability to churn it greatly gets hindered, and that's when you die. So you want to protect your wings, and you could probably get a kill if it had off the 220mm, but with this plane, you shouldn't settle for less than 2 or 3 kills a game, in my eyes. This is a plane that people underestimate, and they should die because of that. I mean, you should not underestimate the cute little boomerang. If there was a cute talent show, or a cute I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. Anyway, the boomerang gonna win that. Cutest plane in War Thunder 2014. Got a bot right there. I'm not going to die for it, even though I do want to keep my altitude. I'm a little bit higher than I like in this plane, but I can usually, you know, you can always dive in a dogfight, and altitude burns up quickly whenever you start churn fighting. And I don't see the enemy yet. I can't really see much in these clouds. I got a dot off of my 12 o'clock lower right there, and that's how you identify players at long range for those who don't know. See? There he goes, pops up. So Yak 3, this should be good. This is a plane that is... It should be an interesting fight. I actually don't know what's going to happen. And he's got help up high. Oh, God. Okay. So all the Yak 3s are here. Hello, Russia. But this guy's going to take a head-on with me. So I'm going to go ahead and start kind of dipping my nose down. I don't want to try to climb above him. And you can see he's having a hard time depressing his nose to reach me. I'm going to churn into him. And he's already tried to churn on me. I'm going to roll. And I am all over him. But I need to keep an eye on his teammates. Oh, hang on. The nose in front. He's going to try to zoom climb me. And he's dead. Alright. I need to worry about the other two. Alright, I'm going to do a split S right here, all of this. Hopefully, sometimes you just got to pray. That Yak 3 missed me. I don't know where the other... Oh, shit. I'm not going to outdive him. Let's do a little jinking, a little diving. Come on, burn that altitude with me. I'm going to keep rolling inside of him. Keep rolling inside him. Like I said, I will outturn him. I'm pulling 8 Gs. But hey, this plane will do that. Pulling inside of him. This is not the cleanest shot, so I'm going to hold off until I get what I want. Alright, now he's going to try to zoom climb me. Alright, let's just hit 303s. A little longer than I like, but I want to make sure he dies. Gonna roll my plane over. Ooh, he is... Yeah, that's what I don't like about Yaks. They don't like to die. Alright, he is still in this fight. Alright, Yak 3 above me. Alright, just checking my 6. Want to make sure I'm clear. And... here comes the Spitfire. I'm not going to say he's kill stealing because I'm probably not going to be able to catch that Yak 3. So, though I would have liked a kill assist for setting on fire. Oh well, that's 2 Yak 3s down. Going to roll back. Here comes one. Excellent. I'm going to roll. I'm going to turn inside of him. So I'm not going to give him that boom and zoom on me. Keep spinning. He's going to go for that Spitfire. I'm going to work my way over there. Because the problem with the Boomerang is its speed. You will not be closing on people. You just need to make your snapshots count when they open up for you. Yeah, that Yak 3 is going home, I think. I don't know what he's doing. Or he's waiting for help. So I'm going to go ahead and not wep right now because I'm not going to catch him, so I might as well keep this engine cooking. I still have 21 cannon rounds. But, like, it's a nice part about this plane. I still have 3,400 303 rounds. You get a 303, you get a 303, and you get a 303. I wonder if he has engine problems because I'm actually starting to catch up to him. Anyway, like I said, this plane, you just want to, do what feels natural to you. A lot of turning inside, a lot of rolling. Well, I am catching. I'm going to kick wet back on here. This might be the longest pursuit ever. He is bleeding his ammo now. That's kind of baffling. I think he's crashing. I still want to make sure he goes down though. Yep, he's down. Excellent. So let's go focus on this P-63 that has an entire entourage of Yaks on him. This should be fun. And then we got a Yak 3 way out there. Alright, one of him, alright, he's breaking off like I said. Sometimes I like to do avoid head-ons, so I'll start moving right. And then cut in hard left. Oh, he's gonna go. Ah, come on, Spitfire. I had a Yak 3 right there, that's worrisome. We roll, get under him. Alright, where is his partner? His partner's coming back for me. I want to hug the ground here. At this point, I'm going to be pretty much waiting for my teammates to be helping me out here. But I did get the Act 3s off the P-63, so that's hopefully mission accomplished. Hopefully Hellmarch is in a position to help me. Alright, that guy is chasing me, so I'm going to go ahead and churn and face him. I'm not going to outrun him in this. Well, a little bit of damage on the wing. Okay, roll back. Alright, the Air Cobra showed up. This is good. Oh, this guy's coming right back at me. This guy's coming right back at me. Head-ons for everybody, huh? That's how we're doing this? Kick my flaps out. I watched the radar on the top right there to make sure that there's no bogeys behind me. That's a good way to know or indicate where these guys are going. Oh, come on. Ah, not enough speed. Air Cobra and the other Yak 3 seem to kill each other. Alright, I only use flaps in this plane when maneuvers like that. Whenever I'm doing super low speed maneuvers and I don't want to tip over. When you drop the combat flaps, you'll get a little bit more stability there before you hit that thresh line. That's about the only time I use flaps. I don't really need them much. This plane churns well enough where I want to keep the energy and speed going. Alright, this guy's going to go for another head-on. Come on. Just stop. Just stop. Well, I killed the bot. There we go, King Cobra's on him. Good, good, good. Hopefully the King Cobra getting the churn. King Cobra did get a crit on that. I'm finally catching him. I don't know what the King Cobra did get on. Looks like maybe an engine or coolant. Let's fire the numerous 303 rounds we have to try to scare him into maneuvers. said, I don't have any range. The King Cobra's probably gonna get this kill, but if I can keep the Yak 3 bleeding speed. Alright, you know what? Let's help out our friend here by killing the AA. My plane's now just starting to overheat a bit. Oh, good. He's dead. I'm still gonna keep cleaning up this airfield. This is what those 4,303 is coming in handy for. So this is a premium plane, so I'm getting halfway decent rewards for ground attacking here. And this is an objective on this map, so... You know, I don't typically... I look down on people who usually go and ground attack 30 seconds into a match. Now that we've been in the match for a while, as you can see, there's one guy left. Now's the time you want to start working on objectives in my mind. Especially when you don't know if that Yak 3... That Yak 3 I'm not going to talk shit about because he is actually fighting up there. But sometimes people will just run the run, and so you do need to wait on, you know, you do need the tickets in your favor at a certain point. And I am out of... This might be a good time for me to go back to base since I only have 15 cannon rounds. Like I said though, without WEP, this plane is so slow, 180 mph. Some planes stall at that. But let's re-web here and get back to base. Hoping that last Yak 3 would dive on me. Yeah, boomerangs will not be usually taking place with those type of dogfights up there. If you try to do the, you know, long range boom zoom, what those, you know, the dance those guys have going up there, you'll die. That might actually take a while. So what other interesting things can I tell you about the boomerang? Best boomerang round I've ever had was on the Sicily map way back in the day, where it was able to get 4 player kills and about 62 ground kills. That's a once in a lifetime thing. I don't think I'll ever get anywhere near that again. You know, boomerang gets the award Hero Bomber, something's going on. And that was a very nice paycheck for back then. I think that was about 180,000 lines. But this plane, well, I'll show you the rewards for the 1 kill, 7 ground units, and I should have half a kill for that one I set on fire. But I thought this would be fun and break this plane out of the vault today to show you guys. I don't fly this very often. This was a plane that I flew last year a lot when I first started getting into the game. It's a very good plane, like I said, as you saw. All the defensive flying I was able to do, I think it's a very good plane to train on. And just to make a joke, the Warway was actually a trainer slash bomber, and this plane is basically if you take a Warway, throw a bigger engine on it, and cut the Warway in half, remove that second seat, glue it back together, that's a boomerang. This plane was just kind of developed from that out of a need to defend Australia from the Japanese. You know, this plane was built to serve a need, not because, I guess, you know, they wanted it. Ooh, this might end right here. Nope. Alright. Gonna keep flying across this ocean. This plane did only see service though in the Pacific theater. Usually just in defense of Australia, a little bit I believe in New Guinea maybe. Um, but it was not fast enough. You know, it fought the Zeros off the bat, and then it wasn't fast enough or high altitude enough performance to basically continue in the war. So it became a attacker, and it basically, like I said, you know, and the game does a pretty good job of showing this. I'm at under 200 feet, and this thing is just maneuverable. It goes where I tell it. Very accurate, you know, and this will probably be a plane. You're a small enough target, and you can hug the earth so well. You know, kind of the Hellcats did that for us in the United States Navy, just as a ground attacker, and this plane did pretty well with that job. I urge you to look up some videos on YouTube. There are a couple still flying in the Australian/New Zealand region. There's actually one up for sale right now. I don't know if I mentioned that, but these things do still fly. I don't believe most of them may not have their original engines. They might have the proper engine, but I don't think they actually still had the original engine that they served with. Let's come in for a landing here. This thing has a really slow stall speed. Oh, the game's over. So that's proper. I'll be landing this guy here, and I can land planes. You know, I know some of the film montages show I can't, but hopefully I don't kill myself here. Like I said, 92 mph. I'm still not stalled out. Anyway, hope you learned something. If there's anything you'd like to add or any comments or questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And if you guys like to see this continue, let me know, and I'll try to do some more information on, kind of like I said, my favorite planes in War Thunder. Let's kick over to the rewards page though, and I'll show you what you get off this premium plane with a premium account right now. Like I said, this is 1.41 version of War Thunder. One air kill, I got 5,800 lines for that, plus the premium, so 8,700 lines. So 35,000 lines. That's nothing to really write home about. Did get, let's see, vehicle research, 3,800 lines for that. Like I said, this wasn't a great round, but still, you know, I made money for it. And the plane only cost, actually, you know, with your 30 free repairs up, what does it take to cost to repair? So 160% reward bonus, 160 research point bonus, 190% line rewards. It only costs about 5,000 lines to repair. So it's a fun plane that I think you can grind early British with, and I like it better than, I mean, your options right now for this tier of 3.3 and under, maybe Spitfire 2B is the only thing I'd say is comparable. I know some people like the Beaufighter, but I think this is the first true, real competent fighter that you can get for tier 2 and under. I just don't like Spitfires, at least the Spitfire 2Bs. I like the later Spitfires, but I'd take the Boomerang every day over the Spitfire 2B. Anyway, like I said, let me know if you have any questions, comments, complaints. I'll hear it all out, I promise.